Howdy, folks. It's the Creepy Kentuckian here with you from DEADPIT.com. We got a cool one to look at today from the good folks over at Code Red DVD. Or just Code Red now, because these aren't really DVDs. These are Blu-ray discs, baby. So, by way of Kino Lorber and the Banana Man himself, for the very first time on any sort of disc, 1987, directed by Peter Maris, The Terror Squad. And this one had been unavailable on home video or home media for over 35 years until Code Red and Kino brought this son-of-a-bitch out. Chuck Connors is in this. Kinda, I guess he's the star in it. And the whole plot of the movie is really, really basic. You've seen movies like this before. There is a terrorist group that attempts to blow up a nuclear power plant in Kokomo, Indiana. They kind of fail at that, and then they're on the run from the authorities, which includes Police Chief Chuck Connors, for literally half of the movie. It's a 90-minute movie. I think around 40 minutes of it is a police chase where the terrorists are killing more people and just being chased by the authorities and all that. And the other half of the movie takes place at the local high school, Kokomo High. And the terrorists, of course, invaded the school. And it's up to the cunningness of Chuck Connors to talk them down or figure out what's going on here, and possibly the students themselves to save the day, the terrorist regime. One of the funniest things, and there's a lot of funny things in this too. I mean, you cannot take this movie seriously at all. One of the terrorists in this looks just like, and I had to look him up, the character Luis from Sesame Street. So he's kind of the lead terrorist. You can't really take him too seriously. But this movie's not really made to be taken seriously. All of the scenes with Chuck Connors was filmed separately from pretty much the entire remainder of the movie. The only other familiar face that I saw in this was Ken Foree, who is briefly in it as another police officer in Kokomo. The terrorists in this have automatic weapons with an unlimited amount of ammunition, plenty of shootouts, 45-minute police chase in this movie. There's scenes where a regular-sized school bus within a couple of frames turns into a short bus, magically. Probably the least threatening group of baddies in the history of film is in this. One of the reviews online called this the equivalent of a cinematic bowel movement, and I would say you're right. But if you're a fan of bad movies, Terror Squad may be for you. Transfer on this looks really good. This is the first time, like I said, it was on disc of any sorts, and it looks pretty good. I think that it's a 2K master. I believe they took this from a 35mm film print. Not 100% on that, but it does not say on the back. This is more or less a basic release from our buddies over at Code Red. There is an extra feature on this one where they interview the actor Kavi Raz, who is the dude that looks like Luis from Sesame Street. So there's that. And there's a ton of random trailers on Terror Squad as well. Not really related to Terror Squad. I think there is a Terror Squad trailer, but a lot of other stuff that Code Red recently released. If you're a fan of really, really bad movies, and there's some fun stuff in this, no doubt, but there's not really, I mean, it's bad, and some of the stuff's laughable, but I don't know if it's necessarily that enjoyable. It's okay. If this sounds like something that you're into, I know Chuck Connors towards the end of his career here in 1987. Big fan of Chuck Connors, though, man. I can watch him in pretty much anything. He does a good enough job with what he's given here. But again, as a reviewer said, this is kind of a cinematic bowel movement, if you will. So if this sounds like something for you, it is out now from Code Red and Kino Lorber Studios. Check it out and check us out over at DEADPIT.com. Give us the thumbs up.
Up your butt.
Like, subscribe. And if you subscribe, here's something else you can do. Once you subscribe, you can click the bell notification, right? And it'll notify you anytime that Dead Pit puts up new shit.
Or don't. I really don't give a if you do or
I
not.
want you to. I want you to.
I don't care.
Let's keep our community growing here on YouTube.
I don't like it. I don't want you to do nothing.
Listen, they need to do that, pal.
No, don't you dare touch it.
Thumbs up. Subscribe. And click that bell.
For this video officially, it's Old Curly Jaws has a message for you. Go on over to shop.deadpit.com and go look at their Teen Public store right now. You got some new shirts like the Old Curly Jaws official t-shirt, which is brutal and badass. You got the Yummy Gummy shirt with the captain himself on the shirt. You got Uncle Bill's face on a fucking shirt. You got the Final Girl shirt. You got all these shirts over at shop.deadpit.com. Get them before they're all out, especially the new one, Bedtime 1039. It doesn't get better than that, so go on out. Check out these shirts at shop.deadpit.com. Go look at their Teen Public store. You're going to have a good old time. Get them all!
Thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon. Dead Pit on Patreon.com is the only place to check out a complete archive of the old Dead Pit radio shows all the way back from 2005 on, in addition to the midweek shows and fan commentaries, exclusive podcasts, and much more. Dead Pit on Patreon.com if you're interested. Tiers start at only $1.